Success is built on the small, unseen actions repeated daily. It's not about the grand gestures that make headlines or the once-in-a-lifetime opportunities that everyone dreams of. It's about the things you do when no one is clapping, when no one is watching, when the world is still asleep. The quiet early mornings, the few extra pages you read, the 10 extra minutes you spend planning, the moment you say no to distractions and yes to discipline. These are the seeds of greatness. You see, too many people wait for the big moment to rise. They think success comes in a flash like lightning, but success is more like a sunrise. It starts in the dark, it's slow, it's steady, and it comes from the east, the place of new beginnings. Every decision, every habit, every routine you keep when it's inconvenient is a silent investment into the life you want to live. You want to be strong, do the small workouts even when you're tired. You want to be smart. Read the boring pages even when you'd rather scroll. You want to be disciplined, say no to the easy way even when your friends say yes. The truth is, your life doesn't rise to the level of your talent or your dreams. It falls to the level of your daily actions, and those actions, those habits, are often invisible to the outside world. No one sees you putting your phone away to focus. No one claps when you prep your meals or track your spending. But these little decisions are like bricks. Lay one brick each day, and in time you've built a fortress of discipline, a wall of resilience, a castle of character. It's easy to underestimate small habits. They don't make you feel heroic. They don't come with applause. But in the end, they are what build the foundation of a life you're proud of. The habits you practice today become the story you live tomorrow. So don't chase big moments, master the small ones, because the person who consistently does the little things with excellence becomes the one who commands big results with ease. Discipline in the little things shapes the direction of your entire life. It's not about controlling everything. It's about choosing what matters most and committing to it daily, even when it's hard. Every time you wake up early when you'd rather sleep in, every time you choose to study, train, or reflect instead of wasting time, you are exercising the muscle of discipline. It's not a dramatic act, but it's the root of every breakthrough. People often believe success is about intelligence, connections, or sheer luck, but more often than not, it's about consistency and self-control. When you show up for yourself day after day, even when no one else shows up for you, you are silently building an unstoppable force within. That force is not loud, it doesn't need to be, because real discipline doesn't shout, it performs. In a world full of shortcuts and instant gratification, discipline is your edge. It separates those who wish from those who work. It's easy to say you want change. It's another thing to live in a way that demands it. The small things, your morning routine, how you speak to yourself, how you spend your free time. These are not minor details. They are the blueprint. They are the difference between being average and becoming exceptional. Greatness isn't born from one big moment. It's grown from 1,000 small ones done with purpose and precision. And discipline is the thread that ties it all together. You either run your day, or your day runs you. You either shape your life with intention, or your habits shape it by default. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be committed. You need to trust that the effort you put in today, however small, is building something bigger than you can currently see. Discipline is not punishment, it's self-respect. When you are disciplined, you tell the world and yourself, I'm worth the effort. You stop waiting to feel motivated and start showing up because you made a promise to yourself. And once you learn to keep that promise, there's no limit to what you can build. You don't rise to the level of your dreams, you fall to the level of your habits. Dreams inspire you, yes, they give you vision, fire, a destination, but habits are the vehicle. Dreams without habits are like plans without action, useless. You can have the clearest vision in the world, but if your daily routine doesn't support it, you'll stay stuck in the same place year after year. Think about it. Every person you admire, every success story you look up to, was built on consistent, often boring, repetition. It's not luck, it's habit. You brush your teeth every day not because you're excited about it, but because you know the result of neglect. Why should your goals be any different? If you want to change your life, change what you do every single day. What you eat, how you think, who you spend time with, how often you move your body, the words you speak to yourself. These are the quiet architects of your destiny. Habits form patterns, and patterns build character. And character is what sustains you when motivation disappears, because motivation comes and goes, it fades, but habits endure. When you don't feel like showing up, your habits carry you. They become automatic, ingrained, second nature. So don't get caught up in wishing, hoping, or waiting. Build systems, build habits. Make success not just a goal, but a lifestyle. Because in the end, your life is not defined by what you intended to do, but by what you consistently do. The path to a better future begins with one better choice today. People often overestimate the power of tomorrow and underestimate the influence of this moment. We make plans, write goals, visualize dreams, and all of that has its place. But none of it means anything if we don't take one solid, meaningful step forward today. Not next week, not when conditions are perfect, not when we feel ready. Now, because change is not waiting for you in the future, it begins the moment you decide that today will not be wasted. Every better tomorrow is born out of the choices you make now. The decision to say yes to growth, to let go of excuses, to silence distractions, and to start, even imperfectly. A better life doesn't require an overnight transformation. It doesn't demand perfection or brilliance. It demands direction, one better thought, one better habit, one better hour spent wisely. That's how momentum is built. One choice at a time, and yes, the first step is the hardest, but it's also the most powerful. It's the one that breaks the cycle of delay and sets you on a new path. Too often, we wait for the stars to align or for the fear to disappear, but the truth is, action comes first. Clarity follows, courage follows, confidence follows, the future you dream of. It starts small and it starts now. With what you do today, you can't control everything, but you can control what you do every morning. That's the secret. The way you start your day has a ripple effect on how you think, feel, and act. It's not just about getting up early, it's about getting up with purpose. Mornings are your chance to reset, to recommit, to declare that you're not just letting life happen to you, you're happening to life. And no, it doesn't take hours. It takes intention. A few minutes to move your body. A few minutes to breathe deeply, reflect, and set your priorities. A moment to silence the noise of the world and reconnect with what matters most. When you own your morning, you stop reacting and start creating. You shift from chaos to clarity, from scattered to focused, from passive to powerful. Every day begins with a decision. Hit snooze on your life or rise into your potential. Your morning habits are a declaration of how much your dreams mean to you. They tell the world, I'm serious about this. I'm not waiting around. I'm building something. And the beauty of it is, you don't need anything fancy to start, just your commitment. Just your decision to take control of the first hour, to guard your energy, and to feed your mind with something that fuels you. Because how you begin determines how you carry yourself into every challenge, every goal, every moment that follows. Control your morning, and you control your life. The right habits transform potential into power and vision into reality. You can be the most talented person in the room, but if you lack the habits to back it up, your potential will sit dormant. Potential without habits is wasted energy, but when you develop habits that align with your goals, habits of learning, discipline, planning, execution, you unlock a kind of power that doesn't fade. You become consistent, dependable, and strong from the inside out. Habits give structure to your vision. They take what's in your head and plant it into your daily routine. That's how goals are achieved, not just by dreaming, but by doing. Habits keep you grounded when you feel lost, and they keep you moving when motivation disappears. They're the system behind every great success, the foundation that holds everything together, and the best part, anyone can build them. It doesn't matter where you start or what you lack. If you commit to the right daily actions, your potential will come alive. It's not about talent, it's about training, not about being perfect, but about showing up again and again, because in the end, it's not what you say you'll do, it's what you repeat every single day that creates the life you want. You don't rise to the level of your dreams, you fall to the level of your habits. No matter how big your vision is, no matter how deeply you believe in your goals, it's your daily actions that will determine your reality. Dreams are powerful. They give you direction, purpose, and energy, but dreams alone aren't enough. Without structure, they fade. Without action, they evaporate. Habits are the silent engine behind every dream fulfilled. They are the difference between potential and progress. You can want success with every part of your being, but if your daily routine doesn't reflect that hunger, then you're just wishing. Habits are the bridge between what you say and what you do. They're the blueprint that turns vision into lifestyle. You want to improve your health, build your business, master a skill, or grow mentally and spiritually. Don't just write it on paper. Bake it into your behavior. Build habits that mirror the person you want to become. Want to be fit? Don't rely on bursts of motivation. Build the habit of moving every day. Want to grow intellectually? Build the habit of reading, learning, reflecting daily. Want to be financially wise? Build the habit of tracking and planning. This is the truth. Your future is hiding in your daily routine. The way you spend your time, the way you react to stress, the way you respond to failure, the way you manage your energy, all of it is building something, even if you don't realize it yet. And if your habits are not aligned with your goals, then you're walking in circles while expecting to move forward. The path to a better future begins with one better choice today. You don't need to fix your whole life in a week. You just need to make one better decision right now. When you're overwhelmed, start small. Don't underestimate what one small shift can do. A better choice is a seed, and when you plant it daily, the harvest is inevitable. You may not see results tomorrow or next week, but make no mistake, every right choice is moving you closer, and once you get that momentum, it builds. One small win turns into two. One positive habit starts to influence others. That's how change really works, not through giant leaps, but through steady steps. Every day is an opportunity to invest in the life you want. The world might not notice your effort right away, but eventually the results become undeniable. You can't control everything, but you can control what you do every morning, and that changes everything. Life can be unpredictable, full of noise and demands, but the first hour of your day, that's yours. That's where power begins. When you claim your morning with discipline, intention, and clarity, you set the tone for everything that follows. Wake up with gratitude, move your body, feed your mind, visualize your goals. You're not just preparing for the day, you're aligning yourself with purpose. You're saying, I'm not letting the world set my pace, I'm setting my own. And when you make that a habit, your mornings stop being chaotic and start becoming powerful. You build confidence, focus, and inner strength before the world even knows you're awake. The right habits transform potential into power and vision into reality. Every habit you form is either lifting you toward your best self or pulling you further away. You don't need to do everything at once. Just start. Start with one. Start with intention. Stack small victories day by day, and you will create momentum that no obstacle can stop. Your habits are your hidden superpower. Use them wisely. You can't control everything, but you can control what you do every morning. That's where true transformation begins. Every new day hands you a decision. Will you wake up with intention, or will you drift through it like a leaf in the wind? Your morning is not just a beginning. It's a foundation, and what you lay down in that first hour echoes through the rest of your day. The world may be loud, chaotic, uncertain, but your morning, that's your ground. That's your moment to claim, to center yourself, to prepare mentally, physically, and spiritually. You don't need fancy tools, expensive routines, or external motivation. All you need is a decision, a choice to own the day before the day owns you. The way you start sets the tone for how you finish. Start rushed, distracted, and reactive, and chances are your entire day will be filled with stress and misalignment. But if you start calm, clear, and focused, if you protect your space in those early hours, then you step into your day with purpose, and when you live with purpose, you don't just respond to life, you direct it. Even a simple routine like stretching, writing your goals, or spending 10 minutes in silence can create a shift. Small, consistent actions done with intention become rituals of power. It's not about perfection. It's about ownership. The moment you stop snoozing your alarm and start waking up to your life, everything changes. Morning is not just a time. It's a choice, and how you spend it is a mirror of how serious you are about your future. The right habits transform potential into power and vision into reality. You can dream all day, you can visualize success, talk about goals, feel the fire of ambition, but none of it matters without action. And that action must be repeatable. That's what habits are. They're not magic. They're systems. They're the practical, often boring, yet life-changing repetitions that build resilience, character, and success. You don't get fit from one workout. You don't get wise from one book. You don't get disciplined from one good day, but stack those actions daily and suddenly you're no longer dreaming, you're becoming. Because habits are the language of the future, they speak loudest over time. If you want to predict who someone will become, don't ask about their goals. Look at their habits. Habits shape identity. They rewire your brain, reshape your environment, and anchor your beliefs. That's why even the smallest ones matter. A daily walk turns into endurance. A daily journal builds self-awareness. A daily act of kindness nurtures compassion. These little things become the big things, and they compound. The longer you keep them, the stronger they grow. At first, habits are hard. They feel awkward, unnatural, maybe even pointless. But the more you show up, the more they show up for you. Eventually, they become second nature. That's how you know you've turned the corner. When doing the right thing becomes automatic, when discipline no longer feels like a burden but a lifestyle, that's when you've built something unshakable. So, stop looking for instant change and start building lasting habits. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start where you are with what you have and let your actions echo your intention. Because in the end, life is not built on what you do once in a while. It's built on what you do every single day, especially when no one's watching. Let your mornings be sacred, let your habits be strong, and let your life speak for itself. The right habits transform potential into power and vision into reality. Potential on its own is just unused energy. Everyone has potential, but not everyone has the discipline to harness it. You can have the brightest ideas, the biggest dreams, and the strongest desires, but if they aren't supported by consistent habits, they'll remain nothing more than wishes. Habits are the tools that turn your possibilities into progress. They are the structure that holds up your goals when motivation is nowhere to be found. Talent might give you a head start, but habits determine how far you go. It's not about doing everything perfectly, it's about doing the right things repeatedly. The small, positive routines that seem insignificant in the moment are actually the very routines that lead to massive results over time. Vision is powerful. It gives direction, purpose, and energy, but vision without execution is like a car without fuel. It goes nowhere. That's where habits come in. They are the daily engine that keeps your vision moving forward, even on the days when you feel stuck or uninspired. You don't need to wait for perfect circumstances to begin building better habits. Start now. Start small. It could be waking up 30 minutes earlier to plan your day, reading 10 pages of a book, drinking water first thing in the morning, or choosing to put your phone away for focused work. These small habits may seem ordinary, but they stack, they compound. Over time, they change not just what you do, but who you are. You must also understand that your habits influence your environment, and your environment reinforces your habits. If you want to rise, surround yourself with things, people, and routines that support your vision. Create a space that encourages focus, growth, and peace. Clear the clutter, limit the noise, and build routines that reflect the person you want to become. If your environment says chaos, your mind will mirror it. But if your space breeds order, your mind will begin to reflect clarity. Your habits and surroundings are in constant dialogue. Make sure they're saying the right things. It's not easy. Building strong habits takes time. You'll have setbacks. You'll feel frustrated. You'll question if it's worth it. But if you keep showing up, day after day, even when it's boring, even when no one's watching, that's when the real change happens. That's when you stop relying on inspiration and start operating from identity, because identity is shaped by repeated behavior. The more you act like the person you want to become, the more you believe you already are that person. And once your habits align with that identity, you don't have to force growth. It flows naturally, so don't underestimate the power of your daily actions. Your life will rise or fall depending on what you choose to repeat. Want different results, build different habits, want a new future, create new patterns. Success is not hidden in the extraordinary, it's buried in the ordinary, repeated with excellence. Keep showing up. Keep doing the work. Your habits are not just shaping your day, they're building your destiny.